Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you specially to today's class. I'll be talking about hunger and craving. How do you differentiate between real hunger and false hunger, which is craving? They are two different things entirely. And if you're someone who wants to live healthy, you want to maintain your health or prevent disease, you must understand the concept of hunger and craving. Hunger actually means, I wrote here, I said hunger can be defined as a feeling of discomfort or weakness caused by lack of food, coupled with the desire to eat. While craving actually means an intense, take note of the words, intense, urgent, abnormal desire or longing. It can be either one of them or all of them put together. It can be an intense desire. It can just be an urgent desire. It can be an abnormal desire. Like in cases of pregnant women, most times you see pregnant women going out of their way to get food. I think there was a day I was cooking, I can't remember what it was. And a pregnant woman was passing. She had to stop the vehicle. The other people in the vehicle, they had to wait for her to get that particular food because it was a craving, and it's due to hormonal imbalance. I'll be talking about that shortly. And most times when people crave for things, they are usually craving for salty, sugary, or fatty foods. People don't crave for banana. When it comes to real hunger, you can have appetite for things. But when it comes to cravings, which is an abnormal desire, sometimes they might have eaten, let's say, like 30 minutes before that time, and they still want to eat. Have you not been in a situation where you're walking on the road and you hear the bear of, let's say, the person selling ice cream, and you feel I'm hungry, I need to eat? Sometimes you can be on the road and you perceive, let's say, soup or stew. You feel like I need to eat. That's a false hunger. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it must be this, but most times it comes towards this direction. When the body is really hungry, the body has power to digest anything when it is truly hungry. So let's say you're hungry and where you are, you cannot really access good foods. You just have access to processed foods. The body can accept it at that moment. When it becomes a habit, you put the body through so much stress. So let's look at the causes of craving. Boredom and emotion. Sometimes when we are bored, we just crave for things. That is not real hunger. That is a false hunger. Sometimes you're watching TV or let's say movies, and you see celebrities eating when they are bored. That can give you an impression that whenever you're bored, it is time for you to reach out for some of these foods. That is not the solution to your emotion. So boredom, emotion can cause craving for some persons. And then there's hormonal imbalance. When our hormones are not functioning properly, it can make us crave for sugar. And then the third one is not having enough rest. Not having enough rest can actually prompt ghrelin, which is an hormone that signals hunger to come into play. So you can misinterpret that for hunger. And then peer pressure or socialization. You just have a feeling obligated to go with the crowd. It's like I thought you're hungry. The next one is peer pressure or socialization. That is feeling obligated to go with the crowd. Sometimes you go out with your friends and you're like, are you not eating? Once you say no, they see you like an alien, somebody that does not fit into the crowd. And so because we want to make them feel like we are part of them, we go overboard. Even when we're satisfied, we still keep on eating just to meet up. And then the last one is pictures and smell of food, like I said earlier on. Sometimes you can be watching movie and a picture of food pops up. You're like, I need to buy this food or I need to eat this food. Immediately you sense a feeling of hunger. That is a false hunger. So you must be able to identify some of these factors that are making you crave for food. Once you can identify them, you'll be able to tell when you're hungry and when you're not hungry. So the next time you're bored and you've eaten and there's a need for you to eat, just and there is a craving for you to eat, just like it's an emotion playing on you. The next time there's an hormonal imbalance, you know it's an emotion playing on you. And then the next time you're not having enough rest and you're eating anyhow, just know it's lack of rest that is playing on you and all that. Then the last one is low blood sugar. I remember a particular day when someone said, I need to buy a bottle of soft drink. And I was like, why are you hungry? He said, no, because my sugar level is coming down. I need to boost it up. The low blood sugar, low sugar level is actually a result of some of these things we're taking. There is a process involved in all of that. And the end point is a drop in your sugar level. We are meant to get our sugar from carbohydrates naturally, not processed carbohydrates, like real carbohydrate foods. But then when we fall back to some of these processed foods, it becomes a habit. It starts working on our brain and we start relying on them. So when there is a drop, there's a need for you to go back. Why? The reason is because it stimulates reward regions of the brain and it creates highly positive feelings of pleasures that always brings you back. The dangers of craving is when you eat too much, you stand a chance of having weight problems, you stand a chance of having diabetes. In fact, almost all the illnesses are connected to this cravings. When you're not eating, when you're not following the right instinct that guides hunger. I believe you've been able to learn one or two things from what I've said. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Drop your comments and ask your questions. I'll reply. See you next time.